We back, y'all. We back, y'all. Get ready for our next discussion. We're gonna wait till you guys log on and share.
We're waiting on you. We got lots to talk about today. But you know, y'all, we gotta relax and get it all out first.
Where y'all at? We know you out there. Come on and log on so we can get the discussion started. Top 3 reasons why women cheat. Some women cheat. Let me clarify that. Not all.
Not all women cheat.
Yeah, not all women cheat. So top 3 reasons why some women. We're gonna wait.
Please share.
Please share and join up. We talking about the top 3 reasons why some women cheat, not all women, but they out there. Trust me, the research is gonna blow your mind. It's out there. It's crazy. Sorry, the privacy said that before. You can't share it on join it. Privacy settings is out here. If you guys can share, we not able to share this.
We can do it later, after it's over.
Okay. Come on, dance. Come on, y'all.
Come on, y'all. The Sabbath is over. Just got some good food in our bellies.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Depending on where you went for potluck, you know.
Or maybe you had leftovers. Who knows? I don't know.
That's not a guarantee. It is not a guarantee if you had a good Sabbath dinner.
Potlucks aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, nah.
Why not?
Because everybody can't cook. Everybody can't cook. So it just depends. All right, y'all. We've been about to get started.
Let's go.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Y'all know what we're talking about tonight. We're glad you joined us. Thank you guys so much for spending your Sabbath evening with us. We know there's so much other things you could be getting into right now, but we want to go ahead and jump into the discussion. We thank you guys for tuning again. Once again, last week, if you missed it, watch the replay. We had the Couples Lounge on with us, and they blessed us by talking about the top 3 reasons why some men cheat. And it was an interesting show. You might want to get caught up on that as well. So we're going to jump right into it. What do you think the top 3 reasons why some women cheat? During this research, we found so much diversity of excuses and reasons that the women were giving.
They are not.
It was ridiculous.
Did we say that last week to you?
No.
Okay. So don't call them excuses.
Well, you didn't say it.
Okay.
This is my opinion.
Whatever.
It was a lot of random excuses, some crazy stuff I heard. But we want to hear from you guys as well. We don't want to do all the talking. If you want to participate, give us some of the top 3 reasons why you think some women cheat. A lot of people said some of the same things, but I believe it's deeper than that. So let's start with Erica real quick.
Well,
let's let her get hers out the way, and then I'm gonna go in.
First of all, I think you have to recognize. We found out you're Generation X. He was 1 year off from being a millennial, right?
Yeah.
And so we discovered that Generation X and millennials, they're coming from households and families where 50% of them, their parents got a divorce. So this thing is like majorly skewed. Like nobody really knows what a good marriage
Should look like.
Should look
they
like.
don't have a model in their home.
Exactly.
So having said that, some of a lot of my wife's generation, she caught the beginning stages of the millennial generation. I don't know how we got split. I was born in 1980. She was 85. So I think the millennials start in 81. So we're of two different generations. So that puts a lot of things in perspective now. So I understand where a lot of our arguments come from.
Anyway, so the difference between the men and the women is that women tend to think about it a lot longer. They kind of premeditate it, not always, but sometimes it's premeditated, whereas the men kind of spur of the moment, one night stand, whatever.
Oh, it's always women are slick with theirs, so they tend to plan.
You're gonna hear a lot of that tonight. I'm just warning you.
What are you trying to say?
That mentality just beating up the women like the men.
Okay,
first of all, our first show was men cheat more.
That wasn't the first show. The first show was who cheats more.
Okay.
And right
we
now,
discovered
it's 50-50 because we talked about emotional infidelity is cheating as well. So you have to look at it from that perspective. See, she already trying to change research and stuff like that.
I'm just saying.
So give me your top one.
Well, when we talked about it, even a lot of people, when you put the thing on Facebook, said lack of attention.
Lack of attention.
Lack of attention.
Lack of attention.
Yes. You're lonely. You don't feel.
No, explain that because that sounds very childish.
I'm trying to. You're lonely. You feel very underappreciated. You don't feel like your husband considers you desirable or attractive anymore. What used to be a privilege now becomes a chore. Like it becomes just attention.
So let me get this straight. According to Erica, the top reason, or one of the top 3 reasons is,
I think, a lack of attention.
Lack of attention.
Because first of all, we cheat for more emotional reasons anyway, right?
Okay, let's go with that.
All right,
I agree. Let's go with that. You can do the comments from there. But I was gonna say, lack of attention. So let's go with that theory. So that to me, and we're not here to bash the women because we got on the men last time too. But we're not bashing you, but I'm just trying to put it in perspective. Walk me through that. What does that look like? What does lack of attention look like in a marriage today?
She feels like she's giving more than she's getting. Or, her husband maybe thinks that she's attractive because he has to, but I saw somewhere she says, what would tell me that I'm really attractive or make me feel really attractive if somebody I don't even know just like, man, you girl, you fine. You know what I'm saying? Like some women just seek out that type of attention, and you telling me that I'm beautiful is not.
Okay,
but
you can't change the subject because now you talking about lack of attention, right? That's what you said earlier.
Yeah.
No. You can't do lack of attention and then say outside attention. Okay, so which one is it? Is it lack of attention?
It's because there's no
attention
in these 4 walls that some women, not all, seek that outside of attention.
Is it because... Okay, help me, y'all.
Somebody help me. We have a comment. People like the thrill of being sneaky, but are not mentally ready for the drama after it's done.
Okay, so she said women like the thrill of being sneaky. Read that. Okay. Yeah, that. And the thrill of being sneaky, but don't like the after effects after it's done. Is that what I heard?
Right.
Okay, so that was her reason.
Not mentally ready for the drama after it's done.
Okay, so that's a new one.
Thrill. What we said that you guys.
I thought that was a man thing.
Yes.
Man thing, because we're the hunters and we like to go out and catch. And it's the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
But a woman said that. So that's interesting.
No, actually, this was a man.
Okay, so a woman, he thinks that women do the same
Right,
thing.
right. Go for the thrill.
Ooh, I ain't never heard nothing like that, but let's go with that. So, but you said attention.
Attention.
So do you think it's because women are thirsty for attention? Because how
Why
much
do they
attention?
have to be?
No, what I'm saying, how much attention do you have to give to your spouse in order for her not to cheat on you? That's a real question. I think there's a lot of guys out there who want to know that. When is it enough attention? Does that mean I have to cut off the basketball game when you want to talk? What is the attention that most women are complaining about? What are they looking for? Show us in a practical way how to prevent that from happening when you're not getting enough attention at home.
Okay, I think it goes into the second reason, which the second reason was that women cheat was that we expect a prince. You know how you start off the relationship, you are sending flowers, you have poems, you got, you're buying stuff from Victoria's Secret. You know, you doing all kinds of stuff.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I had to make it a little personal.
Yeah,
but
you're
doing all these things. I mean, you just laying it out there, and then once marriage and kids happen, then all of that attention that you once received goes out of the window. So that's what I mean about attention. What you started off doing.
So you're not really talking about attention per se. You're talking about romance because attention. Hold on now. The chase is over. You got caught. So again, this goes back into what we were talking about for the men last year. The chase. We enjoyed the chase, and so you already got caught. So we don't have to put on the chase no more.
Oh, does that sound like an excuse?
No, that's not an excuse.
It does to me. All right, look,
it's
never enough attention. She's your queen. Come on, bruh.
Okay, guys, let's be practical out there as well. We're saying, how much attention do you need? Because do you guys not agree that there's some women who are still getting attention at home, but because of who they are, or maybe their upbringing, they seek even more attention than that. Like there are women who are just thirsty for attention. Okay, they want to know that they're desirable to all men.
Right, that was another reason. That's daddy issues. We'll get to that.
That's a real life issue.
I'm saying, affirmation. Man, I appreciate what you cooked today. I appreciate the house being clean. Man, you look good, and you know.
But a stranger's not gonna tell you, I appreciate you cleaning your house today. So let's get off of that. Let's talk real issues. The real issue is, how much attention should you expect from your spouse?
It doesn't have to be a lot, but it needs to be. It's some effort based on what you did in the beginning. The standard is so high.
If you set the bar high,
exactly. So brothers out there, if you cannot maintain what you started,
then it's dangerous.
I
see what you're saying.
Right.
It kind of makes sense. But then there's a flip side to that as well. The flip side to that coin is the stuff that you were doing that caused us and compelled us to be so romantic with you.
Of course.
Is why we were able to keep that. That's another show. That's another show. Okay, so give me your second one. What's your second one?
So we talked about the second one. The first was a lack of attention, right? Mm-hmm. So what can you offer? What advice can you offer the brothers out there?
You know what?
To keep, because there was a quote that said, spouses will stay interested if you stay, or will stay interesting if you stay interested.
No, I don't agree with that quote, whoever quoted that.
All right.
But, what I do agree with, though, is we do have a part to play, fellas, as spouses, as the pursuer. We have to keep that thing going. All the stuff that we did, we know kids and things happen. But really, your wife is striving and longing for your attention. So we have to find ways. We are very task-oriented people as men. So when we're in our work mode, per se, we just want to do work. We don't have time to say, oh, honey, let's cuddle or whatever. We're in work mode. So you're asking for practical things. There's times that I think we need to set aside time during the day to just affirm our wives. One of my friends, credit to Jonathan Cantrell, I guess he sets a timer or something, and in an hour he wants to see how many times he can affirm his wife in an hour. And so I challenge you fellas out there to
Because that way, when it comes from somewhere outside, my ear, like, that doesn't even faze me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Oh, no, it phases you.
It doesn't.
Don't try to, if you're phased.
It doesn't. Mike says I jock him all the time, right? I'm constantly just like, oh my, like all the time. And so I think if some other female was to say that to you, I don't know how you, but I would hope.
Yeah. I see what you're
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like you're getting it from home, so all that just can stop. So that was the reason number one, lack of attention. Number two was sometimes as women we can expect Prince Charming, or sometimes our expectations of our men are kind of high. So why do we smell burnt popcorn?
Okay, we've had to fool with that. That's
Yes.
another show.
Anyway, so sometimes, you know, life happens and he may not do what he did to 100%, but just try to do the best you can and kind of keep that romance going, right?
No excuses from me here, but it's a
sometimes
challenge.
Women said that having an affair just made them feel alive again. You know, because
whoa.
I'm only quoting, but that's what was said.
Yeah, what ratchet quote did you get that from?
That's ratchet. That's ratchet.
Very. Where you quoting that from? Give me your third one.
All right, third reason. Let's see. Because he cheated on me.
Oh yeah, I heard that a lot. We heard that a lot because it's on some get back type stuff. So oftentimes with infidelity, the wife will try to retaliate and make him feel the same hurt that she went through.
Right.
Which is also wrong.
It
Two
is.
wrongs don't make it right.
Yes, that's
so
exactly what
if you forgive, then you should treat the person as if, you know, they've not sinned against you and move on. But again, like we talked about last week with the Kevin Hart and the Nico situation, she had all these rules and regulations that she imposed on him, and part of that we were saying is she's just trying to pay him back, make it so unattainable for him to keep that he ends up resenting her, you know, for these rules. Yes, he messed up.
Yeah.
But if you say you forgive him and you're willing to work it out, what's with all this other stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Next is daddy issues. And you kind of touched on that a little earlier.
Daddy issues, that's big.
So
that should be number one.
I think it all comes,
that's attention. That's the same thing.
Right.
Daddy wasn't there for you.
He wasn't nurturing. Maybe you often felt ignored. So then you have these voids in your life that you try to fill. Or maybe even your husband can't fill them. Or maybe he does and you just want, more.
Oh. A woman with daddy issues is at risk for infidelity because whatever the spouse or husband does for them is never going to be enough. They're always going to be longing for something because there's a piece of them missing from their childhood and their childhood experience with their father.
Right.
So that man who's coming in and picking up the pieces, he'll never be able to fulfill that longing or that desire that she wants fulfilled because he's not her dad. Mm-hmm. So she seeks out guys that mirror her dad or treats her the same way her dad treated her. Guys who are usually disrespectful, guys who are not loving and not caring, who are not there, who are in and out of her life. So that's the type of person that's going to be at risk, for infidelity and playing around on their spouse. So, I like those ideas. I like your reasons. I have some of my own that I would like to share.
All right, while you're sharing, I'll just read a couple of comments. Men want attention. We want our needs to be met and lose interest when our needs aren't met and look elsewhere. Sometimes other females see it when we men aren't being taken care of at home.
Wait. How are we talking about men, though?
Just I guess we've been talking about both, so.
Yeah, you missed, whoever wrote that missed last week's. We already did.
So, but men want attention, women want attention. They cheat for.
You think men are thirsty for attention like that, though? Come on.
You're thirsty for.
I ain't never seen a man. It's
but
rare.
It's all under the umbrella of attention, like your ego being stroked and you being affirmed, me telling you how just good and how how much I appreciate you and not disrespecting you. It's all under that, I think, same umbrella. But that's a dangerous thing though, to look at a man and to tell that he's not being taken care of at home.
How can you look at him?
I mean, you can't.
Explain that. Who wrote that comment? Explain how you could look at a man, and maybe you could. I'm just playing. I'm trying to understand where you're going.
It's something that maybe only females. There's something about. You know what I'm saying about.
So can I look at a woman and see that her husband's not taking care of her?
Absolutely.
How? In which way?
It could be the way that she dresses, the way that she kind of seeks the attention of another man. Absolutely. It's almost she wears a sign, I'm available. You know what I'm saying? Like it's...
No, but hold on. You talking about look. We're just talking about like looking,
I think
not from how she
You could tell
speaks.
from the way she dresses and carries herself.
So are you saying if she's dressing provocatively?
Yes.
Then she's
That's
thirsty?
not always the case. Some men like for their women to dress
exactly.
like that.
That's what I was about to
But more if it's a reasonable man, no reasonable man is going to want their husband or their wives looking like a...
I think that's disrespectful to the people who might think they're reasonable.
Okay.
And
well,
their
that's
wives,
again, that's
their wives wear. Yeah, that's a different show.
Right.
So okay, so
all right. The chase is over, but running is fun and invigorating. If you met her as a marathon runner, walking to and from the parking lot is not enough. Okay, that's so much truth. He can't even take it, y'all.
Cause I'm trying to be respectful.
You can't even swallow that. Like, cause
I'm trying to be very respectful to my commentators out there.
Yeah.
So let's okay. You're saying.
Hold on, let's read it again. Let's read it. Yeah, we should.
Charge that because that's my.
Maybe we should. Let's see what it says. The chase is over, but running is fun and invigorating. But if you met her as a marathon runner, walking to and from the parking lot is not enough. Okay. So something happens where the effort just changes, right?
Well, the effort changes on both parties, so it's unfair to say that something happens. Yeah, life happened. Yeah, maybe when I met you, I didn't have a job or responsibilities or kids to have to take care of, mouths to feed. So yeah, so that's where understanding comes into play.
You do have to be understanding.
How do we negate all the vows that we took for better or worse, rich or poor?
Yeah.
All that. You can't expect me to have you a candlelight dinners every night, and we got bills due, this, that, and the third, mortgage payments, car notes. Come on, man. Within reason, there has to be some type of understanding. Yes, we as men should take more of an active role in romancing our wives and making sure the chase is still on. But come on now. I mean, life happens too for us. Now, no one's complaining when things stop on your end too, as well.
B, go ahead, lay it all out.
Let's go there.
Stops, Mike.
Let's go there.
Often, not saying
because we, you know, when you first get married and stuff, you know, the sexual intimacy is greater because you're trying to put on a show. You're trying to make sure, this is my man. I'm gonna please him. There's no kids involved, so I'm down for whatever. I'm doing it whenever and however. Then when things change and the circumstances switch, then, you know, all that kind of stuff stops as well. So it's a two-sided coin that goes both ways. But I'm not shrugging responsibility. I do believe...
That's kind of...
It sounds like that, but I do believe that we do have a responsibility to keep the game and the chase going on, to keep that romanticism in the...
But think about our relationship with God, how we start off just so great, on fire. We're marathon runners in our relationship with God, right? Yeah. We may go to prayer meeting. Who goes to prayer meeting anymore? And then you have...
People do.
Yeah, everybody but us, I guess. We're working on it, y'all. We're working. But think about the things that we did when we first just got saved, and then all of a sudden we say, quote, life happens, and there. And remember you did that play, and Jesus was kind of like in the corner, you know, in this play, kind of just watching our whole lives as we pass him by, you know, for our phones and different things like that. So I think that's in the Revelation. It says, return to your first love. And of course, our first love is God.
And then our wives,
Yes.
our spouses.
Yes.
So what you're saying is, if we want to, as men, keep our wives or make sure not give them any reason to have an affair, we need to be more romantic and be more attentive and more affirming to them.
Yes.
Okay. We can receive that.
I mean, yeah, I agree. When you have an affair, there's something lacking at home, even though it's not an excuse. The lack of attention needs to be addressed and dealt with. And we talked about that. Even the attention and affirmation, all that is even more important to me than being romantic. Like, that's what you see. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so then, because wasn't even allowed to say my topic.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Because y'all keep talking about this attention stuff.
All right.
Let's get to the real issue. Some of the women, some of these wives, have not officially gotten over their ex-lovers.
Oh gosh, what are you talking
This
about?
is a known fact that nobody wants to talk about, right? It happens every day of the week. Somebody that from your past re-enters your life, whether they pop up on a notification on social media or something and follow you, or you go to a high school reunion, and the feelings that you get that come over you from seeing this person again triggers something in you that you thought you were over, and nobody wants to deal with that.
And
That is
those
a top
memories
reason.
never leave
Right.
your brain. It's stored.
So that's why the Bible is against premarital sex.
Yeah.
Because of the attachments that it causes and the binds that you're bound with when you share that intimacy with someone else. So I think that's a legitimate reason. I mean, not a legitimate, excuse me. That should be one of the top reasons. I mean, you see it all the time. Women go to these high school reunions, they try to drop weight to show off, and there's an ex-boyfriend or football player that you used to date back in the day, and the next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom,
It's over.
And your husband's at home with the kids.
Yeah.
That happens every day.
Do not go to a reunion
without
by
your
yourself.
Spouse. Or any type of
number one. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, any type of social gathering from your past when you're engaging with people from your past. I believe that your spouse needs to be with you at all times just to safeguard.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What if somebody from your past messaged you, or not even a message, just commented on one of your pictures and said, "Oh, hey, what's up, Mike? You looking good, right?" Because that's real. So what do you do? How do you handle that? Do you tell your spouse? So you say, "I'm good."
You tell my Facebook page is wide open.
Yeah, I got the password, y'all.
My wife over here, she's Snoop Dogg over here.
I don't have a reason to, Mike. Don't do that.
She in my email more than her own
email. Yeah, okay.
So I mean, what?
I need to know.
So do I really have to tell you? You probably saw it before.
No, I'm not on your Facebook like that. I don't really care. I'm not.
Gosh.
So you see how he won't answer the question, y'all?
What is there to answer? You already
What
do
do you do, man?
I don't do a daggone thing.
Oh, so you don't
Let me tell you why. First of all, you saw it already.
Oh,
Secondly,
do not take this advice.
Let me
do not.
You asked me.
All right, go.
So let me finish. You saw the notification. Number two, what would I look like responding back to that? You just don't respond back to that.
Right, okay.
Why do you have to respond to that? Oh, you look nice. Okay. Well, why do I have to respond to that?
Let me take it a step further. You see this same chick at alumni, right? And
why is it always alumni?
Because that's where it happens. So alumni, I'm in the bathroom. Oh, hey Mike, I said on so and so on Facebook. You didn't get that message?
No.
So then you lie.
No, then you like, yeah, I mean, what are you? Okay, you tell me since you got all the answers. I'm telling you, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not responding to the text message.
Right.
I don't respond to that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Oh, you look nice. Oh, thank you. What do you say to that?
Right. Okay.
Okay, I just ignore it, act like it never happened. Then if they step to
I
you in
think you
person,
can only ignore it so much.
if they step to you in person, then you introduce them to your spouse. Have you met my wife, Erica?
And he's done that before.
And I've done that on several occasions.
Because
So
he's
I don't
so
know.
fine, right?
No, not because I'm fine, but
Yeah,
because you expressed to me that that's something you would like for me to do.
Yeah.
And I follow suit. Okay, so I don't understand. But I didn't even. So that was my one. I didn't even get to the rest of them.
All right, that's a good reason. Good reason.
Another one is, and this may not be as, or maybe it's more common than we think, that the wife is not being sexually satisfied.
Yeah, that was on my list too.
Okay, it'll make your top 3.
All right,
I'm
well,
gonna put it in there.
All right, put it in there.
It's possible, fellas. I know this gonna hurt some of y'all egos, man.
Yes.
Egos are sensitive, but we gotta be real. Sometimes our wives are not being satisfied, and they're not telling us about it. So they're gonna just go get their needs met elsewhere.
Yeah.
This is just that's the millennial mindset that we're dealing with. So we gotta be careful out there in these streets, man. I'm telling you.
In these streets.
These girls aren't loyal. I'm gonna just say that right there. They ain't loyal.
You know, so we were talking or we were researching, and you know, you always hear that the peak for the man is what? Sexual peak for the man is what age? What'd you say?
25.
25? No, 18s when they.
No, you don't reach your peak in 18. You just get started.
Okay, that's when the peak is reached. And then
no,
the
you
women.
know what the peak means is your trajectory is now you reached the pinnacle and now you're headed down.
Okay, so you think
I
that
say about
happens
25.
Okay.
25, man, a man can just do whatever he wants in
Okay.
the bedroom. 25.
So for women, when do you think that is the peak?
Probably about 30.
30.
Mid 30s.
Exactly.
Mid
so
30s.
It you miss each other. So by
you
the
miss
time,
each other sexually.
So by the time women are kind of coming into their own and feeling super confident and kind of wanting to have sex all the time, the man is
gone.
It's
they
slowing down.
Now the man want to hold hands and cuddle. And so what we're saying is, here's what I'm saying.
First, man said, "Heck no."
This is the deal. We're in a different day and age. These I'm telling you, a millennial woman is not gonna just wait to be satisfied by you.
Yeah.
If you're not doing what you need to be doing in the bedroom, she will figure it out somewhere else without you. So you better figure out how you're gonna be a part of that thing, or you will find yourself on the outside looking in.
Mike, wow, why you gotta put it like that?
That's dead talk.
All right.
People want real talk. They don't want to hear all this sugarcoat stuff. It's real out there.
In these streets.
In the streets.
Okay. So it said 27% of women reach an orgasm during sexual intercourse, which is really
pretty good to me. I think that's.
Oh my gosh, that's really low, Mike.
What I'm saying is low, but I thought it was worse than that.
No.
Well, according to the way they be talking about it on air and stuff, make it seem like this is an epidemic or something going on. No, that's pretty good. That's over 1/4. Over 1 out of every 4 women is being satisfied.
I still think that's
not
too
bad.
high, and it's not just about the orgasm. I think with women, it's men. They're lacking the emotional closeness and the togetherness, and you don't feel as connected. So I think that causes a lot of women to go, else. And foreplay.
So you think they would be more connected with a stranger than their own husband?
No.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with
But
adultery.
it hurts when you're not connected with your spouse. It begins to create this void. So.
Okay. So.
And foreplay. You don't want to talk about that.
What is there to talk about?
Foreplay just gets.
What is there to talk about?
We're not talking about.
What is there to talk about?
But sometimes, and that's another thing that was maybe done at the beginning of the marriage. You spend quite a long. What is this saying? Women are ovens or something, and men are.
Women are crock pots.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Men are microwaves.
Yes.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
But ain't nobody got time for all that. No, it's fine.
No, tell the camera you're just playing.
Hey, I'm just playing. Sometimes I'm just being real. Sometimes you ain't got time for all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then I saw also women would like for their husbands to last longer. That was an issue too.
You're not gonna cheat. Well, I guess you would cheat on somebody.
If it's over and you haven't even gotten started yet, that's a problem. So there was a question, Michael. How do you tell your husband you're not being satisfied without insulting his ego?
Oh God.
An honest.
There's no way. There's no way to tell him that.
Oh, that's the problem. problem. Like,
There's no way to tell a
why,
man.
That is one of the reasons why.
First of all, y'all not men, so listen. I'm telling you right now, there is no way to tell a man that, not any man I know, that he is not satisfying you in the bedroom. Now, so you're going to hurt his ego. I don't care how
nice. You come up with the nicest.
I don't care what you say.
It to heck. I mean,
listen what I'm saying. If he's a man, his ego is going to be hurt. Now it's up to you to perform some type of damage control. So it is a conversation that must be had.
Yeah.
I'm not saying avoid the conversation, but I'm saying just know something about his ego or his persona is going to be hurt if you suggest to him that whatever he's doing in the bedroom ain't cutting it. Okay? That's hard to swallow. I don't care who you are. So I would just come up with a way, like a sandwich. Say something positive, then introduce something that he could improve on, and then end with something positive. So, example is, you know that thing that you do?
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
You're great.
Uh-huh.
Do that more. But you know, I didn't like so much when you did blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And but I really liked when you did blah, blah, blah.
So just slowly
you slide it in the middle of two positive statements.
Right.
And it'll be swallowed easier like a sandwich. Okay?
Right.
But just still know that he's going to pick up on that and still be hurt a little bit. But he'll get over it because you respected him enough to come at him in a respectful way.
Excellent. Well said.
Okay?
Well said.
Now back to what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. But the problem is that women are sometimes are saying, you know, sex can become predictable and boring. So what are some ways that we can kind of...
Here's that old statement. Here we go again.
I mean, or the same location I saw.
Here we go.
You know, maybe it's always in the bedroom and not... I mean, you got furniture to explore. You got kitchen tables and ovens and all this washing machines. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stairs even. Okay. Is that a little
Did
bit...
you say stairs?
Yeah, stairs.
Woo! Okay.
He's acting all...
Here's what I'm saying. Why is it always on the men to create this environment of unpredictability and spontaneity? How come it can't be how come we can't trade off? Okay, it's your time to spice this sex up tonight. That's on you. Go with it. Whatever you want to do, that's on you. And then tomorrow, or whenever the next time you guys come together, then I got that. That's my date.
That's actually a good idea.
Because it's a lot of pressure for us as men. We have to perform in the bedroom. You already talked about it, that we're not lasting long enough. Then you're not satisfied. Now you want us to be spontaneous on top of that. That's a lot of pressure, don't you think?
It all happened in the beginning.
And then you know what else happened in the beginning? Some other stuff that you were doing that you ain't doing no more.
Anyway.
The garage. We can't be real today.
Somebody said the garage.
The garage. Wow.
Well, in our case, our garage has bedrooms in it, so.
Yeah, the garage is out for us.
Right.
But, wow, garage. That's
in the
first.
kids' room?
No.
Oh, have we done that before?
Probably.
No, but it's not.
Tell nobody.
It's not advised. I don't know.
That's ill-advised. Be toys and stuff.
Exactly.
Stabbing you in the back, Legos and stuff.
But whatever, get it in. Find it tonight. Find a different place.
Yeah, that's the challenge for tonight.
That is the challenge tonight.
No, the challenge is you come up with the schedule of somebody. Okay, tonight it's on me. I'm doing all the spicing up. This is my date. I'm picking the location. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Next time it's on you. So that's what we're gonna do. That's your homework assignment.
And you gotta be down for it. If I say turn flips from the ceiling fan or jump from the bed to the whatever it is, you gotta be down. You gotta be down.
You're asking a bit much.
See?
Now does that work when it's my turn though?
Of course.
Okay, because then I can't do all that. I have to stretch first. You're coming up with all kind of excuses.
Roadside on a road trip. Would you do that?
No, because I got kids in the car.
If we were somewhere by ourselves.
How are we going?
That's a good idea. I think that's cool.
Oh, so get hit by a car while you're trying to get it in.
Mike is a little scary, but...
Haven't you seen?
No.
Anyway,
I'm talking.
Sex sent me to the ER. That's one of those. Matter of fact, that was one of them.
Oh,
roadside quickie turned into an emergency room visit, trying to get it in.
Okay.
Some places are off limits.
All right, Mike.
And the freeway is. Okay, I ain't gonna be stretched out on the freeway trying to get it in. No.
But the point is, God created sex, and trust Him to make your mind or expand your mind. Ask Him some things. What is something else that I could do to please my husband? Or how can I be more creative? Or, sex came from God. Why are we afraid to ask God for this creativity instead of maybe looking at porn or looking at all this other stuff to
fulfill that?
Exactly.
Let me. Oh man.
Somebody say you only live once. Go for it.
Okay, but getting back to the topic about adultery and why women do it. Some women do it, I should say. What about now y'all may not all agree with me, but some women may, like you said earlier, may just be coming into their sexual peak or whatever, what you have, and now they want to start exploring other things. You understand what I'm saying? Even some same sex partner things. A lot of that, some people may not consider that cheating, but some same sex activities and stepping out of the relationship in that way and getting real explorative with their sexuality. And so what about that? I think that should be a reason too. You turn into this super freak all of a sudden because you reached your sexual peak.
Or you want to be bad.
You want to be a bad girl because you missed that phrase when you were younger before you got married. So now you want to get it all in now. And you're making up for lost time. And you're married. Mm-hmm. So that should be a reason, or that, I don't know if it's top 3, but I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I would love to hear some comments on that. What do you think? How do you feel about that? Because we know women who just went out. They got married, and then all of a sudden 7-year itch, 7 to 15 years in, they start going just buck wild. So how do you
I think maybe it just, that again, we're going back to something that happens in childhood. It's not
in childhood.
Not something, this wilding out stage isn't something that has to happen. Like, I don't really have to, I have a 9-year-old about to be a teenager in a few years. Like, I don't have to fear the teenage years just because I think that she's just going to go. No, it doesn't have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So a person, a woman, or a man, you don't have to have that wilding out stage, right? Okay, but I think it maybe go back to your childhood where you're trying to kind of feel.
Okay, let me put it in a different way because there's movies about this.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I don't know if anybody's seen what is it? The Confessions of a Marriage Counselor or whatever, the Tyler Perry. Yeah, we did. We saw it.
Okay.
There are women who's like, man, I want to know what it is to experience another partner. I've been with the same partner. This is the only person I've ever been with sexually. And now he's been with other people before me. I want to see what it is to be with other partners other than the same person that I've been with. That has to come into play at some point in a woman's mind who had saved themselves from marriage but their husband didn't. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I believe that's a real issue.
That's a real issue.
Okay, so we have to discuss that. How do we?
But I think most of the time it happens when you feel like you're on this treadmill in your marriage. Like, if we were just constantly, like, we were spontaneous, and, like, you can't be like that all the time, but if you kind of try to introduce that at least once a week, I don't think as women we would feel this empty void, or, oh, man, I wish so-and-so, or look at the concept, look at that, because you're pouring into each other. I think I don't know, you just have to find a way to be spontaneous and risky and all that stuff, and when you do that, then it kind of... Because a lot of times we as women listen to the voice of the enemy that tells us that we're unhappy or we need to be unhappy when really, we're not. Or even if we are, we can communicate it and say what's really on our minds.
Well,
But what she said is an issue, though. That is an issue for women. Why do you think? What do you call it with men when they turn 40 or 50 or something? What is that called?
Midlife crisis.
Yeah, midlife crisis. It happens with both men and women.
Yeah, exactly. So the woman who says, "I want to experience a variety too." Yeah, he sold his oats before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's my turn. There's no answer for that as a man. There's no way to safeguard against that. I don't think. You're telling me there is, but I don't. How do you address that? How do you prevent that from happening as a man who may have married a wife that has not been experienced sexually before the marriage? How do you safeguard against something like that? Because that seems like an inevitable situation if not dealt with.
I can say that I think if a woman is sexually satisfied, emotionally satisfied, if all those vows are kind of running over or even close to being full, then I don't really have that desire to sow my wild oat. You know what I'm saying? That's not really in me, because everything that I would go to the world and seek, I got it at home. But to the man, what do you say to the woman who's feeling that way though?
I don't know what to tell you, because you did the right thing by saving yourself for marriage for your husband and giving him that gift.
Right.
So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it sounds like you're on some get back for the woman who would do that. It sounds like you're on some get back because your husband came into the relationship experienced and you did not. So now you're going to try to make up for lost time and overcorrect a situation. So
I think they just need to try to add some spice to it. That's a strong issue. If her reason to cheat is because her husband was not a virgin before marriage, this is the beginning of a disaster. Leave.
Yeah, leave. Just walk away, huh?
Yeah, just walk away.
I wanted to say this, and I didn't hear anybody bring this up, so I'm going to bring this up. I think, and I'm speaking to the fellas now, the signs to watch out for signs to watch out for with your spouse or your wife.
Yeah.
Because you feel that it's leading to something.
Right.
Now, here's an example. I'm going to just give this example. If your wife is too complimentary of other men around you, every other man, oh, I like how they did that. Oh, he's talented. Watch out.
Yeah, keep your ears open, right?
Keep your ears open. Now that means there's something you're not doing right. Or there's something that she's lacking. Now her attention is starting to shift to elsewhere. Her focus is changing.
All right, so we're talking about signs of that you're in an emotional affair or you're heading that way.
You're starting emotional
affair. One thing is you can't stop thinking about the other person. Or they create this, every time you're around them, they create these butterfly, exactly. You know how when you met your spouse.
Bubbly feeling.
Yes, or you find yourself dressing up when you feel like you're going to be in the presence of the other person. Decreased intimacy.
Okay, but I'm trying to let the fellas know when their wives are in the beginning stages of an emotional affair. And I think the number one is they're too complimentary of any other guy around you.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see? Look at what he did. I really like that. He preached that thing, didn't he? Or he did that. Like every time, it's the same person.
A sermon, though?
Not even a sermon.
I don't know.
It's a particular person or a particular type of person. Oh, look how you see how he talked to his wife, and anytime your wife begins to start overly comparing you to other people, that's a sign that you need to be careful and you need to reevaluate and reassess if there's something that you're leaving your front door wide open. Because now your wife is seeking the affirmation from someone else and actually affirming someone else too, another man. So you need to be careful about that. How do you feel about that?
I agree. Anytime that you may find yourself wanting to spend more time with the other person than you do your own spouse, then that's the problem, and that could be another reason why, or away of that emotional affair.
Or anytime, that's a good one too, or anytime when you're around this person and your spouse wants to be around, you're against it, or you don't or you're on the phone with this person and your spouse cannot hear the conversation. That's a red flag.
Right.
You have to watch out for that. So just to wrap up, we mentioned some of the top 3 things. We had different lists, I think, but all of us could agree that affirmation and affection and attention are precursors or reasons why women would cheat on their spouse, right?
She's complimenting men. You should start complimenting other women. No.
Oh man. No. Good point.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but that's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
So you don't want to play that game. I've seen that. I've seen that go awry. So the best thing to do is not to make comparisons with your spouse to anybody else. Mm-mm. Don't say, you see how that person did it and how they were affirming of their spouse, or see how nicely they did and how he did this for this. It's a dangerous game. Or how she did this. See how she brought him a plate and you didn't. All that tit for tat could cause problems in the future in your relationship. So just to wrap up some of the top 3 things: affection, attention, affirmation, the 3 A's. Retaliation, because your spouse cheated on you, so you want some give back, and you're going to make them feel the same pain that you did. Daddy issues, emotional...
being sexually satisfied or
woo!
Not.
Yeah, being sexually satisfied.
And don't forget about the challenge tonight.
Okay,
is that
so
for the ladies or the
recap
men?
The challenge again.
The challenge is, what did we say?
We said decide on a schedule.
Yes.
So when you come together physically, who takes the lead? Who plans the location? The position?
Yeah.
What else?
Timing, place.
Time, place.
Where,
what, when, where, how.
Yes.
So come up. So we want to hear some comments about, not the details, but just comments on how you guys came together.
Right.
Okay?
And most importantly, have that uncomfortable a conversation with your spouse.
If you're not being satisfied.
Or if you're not being satisfied, put that sandwich thing on there, because lack of communication really probably is another huge, right behind attention. All right? Thank you, Facebook. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your support. And is there anything we want to say?
Yes, we just want to keep you abreast about the things that are happening in this ministry. God is doing a mighty work in this ministry, and we have so many exciting things planned. In January, we have a live meetup. Will take place at Gooch Place in Madison. We're going to have part 3 of our Sleeping with the Enemy series. We're going to talk all things sex and marriage. What's acceptable, what people think is not acceptable. Bring your comments, bring your questions. We're laying it all on the table. So be mindful of that. Also in June, is the first weekend in June is our big marriage retreat. So be putting some money, even if it's $10 every month, put some, or $50 a month or whatever. It's only going to be around $300 per couple, all inclusive. So we want to see you there. So we thank you guys for tuning in once again. We're going to go ahead and close with a quick word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you once again for this ministry. Thank you that we were able to have a conversation about what we need to do to safeguard our marriages. Lord, help us to be more intentional with our sex life, with our spouse, Lord, because this is all we have. There is nobody else, Lord. So help us to put all of our all and pay all of our attention and all of our affection and all of our affirmation. Help us to make sure it goes to our spouse, the one that you gave us, Lord, so we can be a blessing to our spouse, as well as be a blessing to those who are looking at us and looking at marriage and thinking it's a mockery. But Lord, we know that you designed it for a purpose, Lord. So help us to be that example before those people who are contemplating marriage. But we thank you and we worship you and give you all the praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right, we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place.
Please share it with your friends.
Share this video.
Share it with your group.
If you know somebody else who can be blessed by this, by God's grace, we will see you again.
I trust.
Get your dance on. It's alright to dance.
Dance with your spouse.
Move some furniture around and dance with your spouse. Come on.
Have sex with it like a baby.
Salsa.
Let's go salsa dance. No.
You got babysitters?
They can watch at the table. You are the God of wonders. Share it, y'all. Share it. We'll be back here next week. I believe. All right. Take care.
Peace.